Porsche engineers have realized a long-held dream. The dream of a roadster that is more original, more sporty, and more liberated than ever. By taking an idea back to the basics, the Boxster Spyder is based on a pure, lightweight design with no comfortable extras. Featuring a tuned version of the proven 3.4-liter flat-six Boxster engine, which sits just ahead of the rear axle, the Boxster Spyder weighs only 1,275 kilograms. There is a noticeable kick in acceleration when compared to the other two models in the range, and the car is always alert and willing to change direction. No air conditioning, no radio, no cup holders, no door release levers. This is the lightest Porsche you can buy, and one that returns to the formula applied in creating the classic 1950s Porsche 550 Spyder. Throughout its entire production run from 1975 to 1989, the Porsche 911 Turbo was the top-of-the-range model from Porsche. Making use of turbocharging technology, which Porsche had begun experimenting with in the early 1970s with the Porsche 917, the 911 Turbo was developed to be a direct competitor for the much more expensive and exclusive supercars of the era. Although the car was no longer required as a homologation model, due to changes in the homologation rules, it became the basis for the 934 and the 935 race cars. The car proved to be very fast, but also very demanding to drive. Its short wheelbase, engine position, and power delivery contributed to a tendency to oversteer that required a high level of skill to control. A distinctive flared rear spoiler, wider rear arches, and upgraded tires were added to help increase grip and make the car more stable. The rear spoiler was later raised even more to allow enough space for the newer air-to-air intercooler, which was added to increase power even further. Stopping performance was also improved by using brakes similar to those found on the successful Porsche 917 race car. The RX-8 was launched in 2003 and has sold over 160,000 units worldwide. So far, this car has won more than 50 global awards, including many Car of the Year awards in 2003 and 2004. With a refreshed look and an improved performance, the latest RX-8 is still as stylish and fresh as it was when first launched. The Mazda RX-8's most unique feature has to be its Renesys rotary engine Genesis engine, which generates an incredible 232 bhp from a comparatively small, naturally aspirated 1.3 liters. Redlining at 9,000 RPM and with a very smooth power delivery, this light engine succeeds in creating an exciting driving experience. The five-spoke wheel design features a shape which can be traced to the triangular rotor shape of its engine. Rear hinge doors show innovation in allowing passengers to easily access the rear seats while retaining an overall sports car size and shape. The Dodge Charger name is a historical one associated with performance. With four-door flexibility, the Dodge Charger SRT8 is a sophisticated, versatile muscle car that excites at every turn. The 425 bhp that the 6.1-liter Hemi V8 generates makes it equally as powerful as the legendary Hemi engines of the muscle car era. The Dodge Charger also features an electronic stability control designed to assist drivers during extreme steering maneuvers. Prominent wheel arches house the familiar five-spoke aluminum wheels, while the aggressive front grille, broad-shouldered fenders, and sloping fastback roofline allow the Dodge Charger to dominate the road in style. Different for a reason. Known as Evo to its friends, this is a high-performance sedan and the 10th official version to date. The Lancer Evolution saw success in the World Rally Championships with drivers' titles from 1996 to 1999 and a Constructors' Championship win in 1998. One of the Lancer Evolution's most revolutionary technologies is the Super All-Wheel Control SAWC system, which indirectly directs engine torque to the outside or inside wheels as needed. Making use of all available traction, SAWC gives the Lancer Evolution unparalleled cornering, acceleration, and safety. Every element of Lancer Evolution is specifically designed to improve performance and safety, from the racing-developed aerodynamics to the wide fenders, aluminum roof, and vented aluminum hood. An expression of joy. The BMW Z4 S-Drive 35IS is a modern reinterpretation of the classic Roadster, following in the footsteps of the 1930s BMW 3151 and the 1950s BMW 507. Adaptive M suspension helps deliver power and precision straight to the tarmac throughout the rev range. A light touch of the accelerator is all the twin turbocharged 6 cylinders need to provide an experience to match the freedom of roof-down driving. Driving a Roadster is an expression of style, not of extravagance. An elongated bonnet encourages your eye to trace the striking low shoulder line to its powerful rear. The hardest decision the driver has to make is whether the shortest route is the most enjoyable one. Seductive performance every day. Based on the car that redefined what an affordable sports car could be, the Roadster offers everything the coupe did and more. Designed to be enjoyed every day on every drive, the 370Z features many technically advanced systems, such as a transmission which automatically blips the engine to exactly match engine speed when shifting up and down. It is this attention to every detail that allows drivers of any skill to experience the full performance potential of this affordable and dedicated sports car. With the roof down, the rear of the car has a noticeable slope, which complements the aggressive flowing shapes of the rest of the car. A long bonnet and short cockpit define the unique proportions of the new, shorter 370ZS, and the vertical door handles lead the eye even further back along the side of the car. The Subaru Technica International Division was created in the late 1980s to coordinate development of Subaru's rally cars. They now also create high-performance consumer versions of the Impreza WRX, which combine power with precision and performance with practicality. Power is generated from a 2.5-liter 16-valve boxer engine with turbo and intercooler. Generating over 300 bhp at 6,000 RPM, trademark poise and pin-sharp handling are retained at all times. The 5-door hatchback design has been developed from the standard Impreza model. Noticeably widened body flares and a longer wheelbase with shorter front and rear overhangs clearly define the Impreza WRX STI and outline its performance credentials. Power, passion, performance. The Z story continues. New tech yet old school. A new shorter, sharper design, batched ahead of the front doors with the famous glowing Z signature that double as side indicators. The front engine rear-wheel drive layout is the way a sports car should be. The engine with variable valve event and lift, VVEL, thumps out 332 bhp and 270 pounds per foot of torque, propelling the car to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds. The genes of the Z are running through every new curve, edge, and sculpted corner. The window is reminiscent of the original 1971 240Z. It's still low, it's still aggressive, and now it's got boomerang taillights. Even the line between concept and reality was beautifully drawn. After a 7-year wait, the new Chevrolet Camaro is back and honors the style and performance of the original 60s Camaro. The SS is the performance version of the Camaro, which includes a 6.2-liter V8 and independent front and rear suspension that is a first for Chevrolet Camaro. The complete package gives the driver confidence due to its stability when cornering, featuring classic Camaro proportions including a long wheelbase, V-shaped nose, and a 2.5-inch power dome in the aluminum hood. The twin raised roof takes cues from Corvette to give the new Camaro a distinctive Chevrolet appearance. Vorsprung durch Technik, lead through technology. 3 words that express the very essence of Audi. The TTRS features an aluminum Audi space frame, which is rigid, strong, and incredibly light. As well as improving safety and agility, it also helps fuel consumption. The Audi TTRS has a turbocharged 2.5-liter TFSI engine that produces 340 horsepower and 450 newton-meters of torque, making it the most powerful TT ever produced. A high-performance chassis and quattro all-wheel drive complete this exhilarating sports car. The TTRS has been given a smooth, flowing design. As a result, its drag coefficient, a measure of aerodynamic resistance, remains surprisingly low. Unlike any Maserati seen before, the Modenese company's first true 4-seater cabrio is a new and important chapter in Maserati's history. Grand Cabrio is designed for those who take pleasure from good taste and who appreciate Italian power and elegance. Timing of the 4.7-liter naturally aspirated V8 is controlled by 2 overhead camshafts per bank and 4 valves per cylinder, making the engine very smooth. The car's handling is predictable as the weight distribution is only slightly biased towards the rear, even with the roof down, thanks mainly to the engine's position behind the front axle. Created by Pininfarina, the Grand Cabrio has a sinuous, feline beauty, accentuated by a reduced ground clearance and long bonnet. Chrome detailing adorns the car in a continuous trim that encircles the cabin and the trident at the car's nose. Even standing still, the XK looks fast. Its sweeping, athletic lines and muscular rear haunches exude immense visual energy. Fast has never looked this seductive. Visual energy is created by an aluminum skin stretched taut over the light, yet strong and immensely rigid body structure. This energy comes from the XKR's purity of design, with sculpted surface created to cut the air with aerodynamic efficiency, delivering the visual promise of breathtaking performance and driving excitement. This strong and lightweight advanced aluminum body architecture is the key to maximizing the car's performance, dynamic agility, competitive CO2 emissions, and fuel economy. Jaguar's racing heart beats fastest in this supercharged XKR. Powered by Jaguar's 5-liter supercharged V8 engine, it is the finest expression of XK power and performance. Built for racetracks, master of the road. For 20 years, the 3 Series has been entirely devoted to the world of motorsport. The 4th generation BMW M3 Coupe is all about adding the finishing touches to perfection. A light, high-revving, naturally aspirated V8 sits at the front of the M3. With a peak power of 420 bhp at 8,000 RPM and an 8,400 RPM redline, the M-Power engine performs best when it's spinning fast. A distinctive carbon fiber reinforced plastic roof helps reduce weight and significantly lower the center of gravity, while bonnet vents, rear spoiler, and diffuser effectively minimize uplift. Motorsports is the DNA of the BMW M3 Coupe. Reigning king of the asphalt jungle. Boasting DNA from its legendary predecessor, the Dodge Challenger SRT8, manufactured at Chrysler's assembly plant in Ontario, has unmistakable looks with ground-shaking performance. Featuring a 6.1-liter Hemi V8, the highest specific output naturally aspirated engine ever offered in a Challenger, and low-drag aluminum Brembo calipers, the Challenger SRT8 can accelerate to 100 miles per hour, then stop again in less than 17 seconds. Dual round headlamps, performance hood, and signature full-width tail lamp contribute to a classic profile inspired by the 1970s legend. Consider history rewritten. Coupe or cabriolet? Why not have both? The Targa design offers a panoramic glass roof which forms an integral part of the car's body. While the connection to the sky has been made more transparent, the connection to the ground has been solidified with an all-wheel drive transmission. The amount of fuel injected directly into the engine is carefully controlled electromagnetically. This controls the efficiency, power, and also improves the internal cooling of the engine. The 3.8-liter power plant can now generate 385 bhp at 6,500 RPM. Based on the 911 Carrera, including its very low drag coefficient, the Targa 4S has larger air intakes to increase cooling power and give an even more dynamic appearance. Its imposing LED taillights are drawn right into the wing, making them unmistakable, especially at night. Built like an athlete, the Gran Turismo S Automatic maintains the purity of the original's lines while providing power, driving pleasure, and still has space for 4 adults. When revving above 3,000 RPM on the move, the exhaust valves open to allow the exhaust gases to escape more quickly, creating a lower back pressure and a peak power of 440 bhp. The effect of the self-adapting gearbox is a smooth ride at low revs and consistent power delivery at high revs. New side spoilers add to the dynamic look, and new 20-inch wheel rims that mirror the design of the famous Trident logo render Pininfarina's work of art even more intriguing. The grille has concave vertical slats that give the appearance of inhaling air even when stationary. Put your head between clouds. The Alfa Romeo 8C Spider is a limited edition convertible derived from the limited edition 8C Competizione. With only 500 cars being built and a price of $240,000 when new, this car is already exclusive and destined to become a classic Alfa Romeo Spider. The 4.7-liter V8, situated just behind the front wheels, is capable of developing 450 bhp at 7,000 RPM, enough to propel the car to 60 miles per hour in under 4.5 seconds, and onto a top speed of 180 miles per hour. From the 1950s Giulietta Spider or the legendary Duetto, made famous from the 1967 film The Graduate, Alfa Romeo Spiders have always been acknowledged as some of the most beautiful cars in the world. Sporting tradition, Italian passion, and engineering prowess. The values that have made Alfa Romeo a legend find perfect expression in the Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione. The legend takes to the road in a limited edition of only 500, powered by a 4.7-liter V8 situated just behind the front wheels and capable of developing 450 bhp at 7,000 RPM. The engine is not only responsive, but helps create a perfect 50-50 weight distribution that ensures stability as well. Developed by the Alfa Romeo Style Center and with thousands of hours in the wind tunnel, its original line has been styled around its wheels with a powerful, muscular side. All legend, no compromise. A modern interpretation of classic Mustang heritage. With flowing lines that emanate from highly sculpted surfaces, Ford designers achieved a seemingly impossible feat: to give even more muscle to this iconic car. Below the domed hood lays a beast growling, waiting to be unleashed. Building on learnings from creating the 40th anniversary Shelby GT500KR, the refined supercharged 5.4-liter V8 now develops more power, more torque, and is more fuel efficient. Refinements to the body shape and the sealing components was the key to guiding the airflow around the car and creating more downforce with less drag. The front of the car features an improved splitter and a flush hood, which sets it apart from the base Mustang. The most exciting combination of luxury sedan and performance sports car that Maserati has ever produced. During the 6 years of its life, the Quattroporte has received no less than 56 awards. Using the same 4.7-liter V8 found in both the Gran Cabrio and the Gran Turismo, it can generate 85% of its power from as low as 2,500 RPM. The MC AutoShift software allows controlled starts that can accelerate its 1,990 kilograms to 60 miles per hour in a little over 5 seconds. Although this car features an extra set of doors, the most noticeable styling difference over the other Maseratis is at the front. A wider grille is used, the fog lamps and air intakes have been integrated, and the front light cluster has been redesigned with a titanium finish. Distinctive, resolute, strong-willed. Accept no compromises, make conscious decisions, and be governed by nothing other than one's own free will. This is the only way Porsche know how to build a car. 6 horizontally opposed cylinders define the Cayman-S's naturally aspirated flat six and enabled its mass to be positioned lower in the car. Although the engine is naturally aspirated, a 2-stage resonance effect creates oscillations in the intake manifold, which generates a turbocharging effect and optimizes induction. To further reduce lift and to add to the overall performance and sporty feel, the front has been restyled with enlarged air intakes. There is a constant interaction of convex and concave curves that create a style like no other. Countach is an exclamation of astonishment that a man from Piedmont, northern Italy, might make when seeing an extremely beautiful woman. Allegedly, this was the word that Nuccio Bertoni uttered when he first saw the design, and the name stuck. A single prototype was built and shown at the 1971 Geneva Motor Show. The first Countach, with a few necessary design modifications, including much larger air intakes on the car's rear shoulders, was delivered in 1974. Although not the first wedge-shaped car design, it is undoubtedly the most famous and was the must-have pin-up car of the 80s. A total of 676 Countach LP 5000 QVs were built between 1985 and 1988, with the Countach being replaced by the Diablo in 1990. Improvements to the engine were made throughout the Countach's lifetime. With the LP 5000 QV, the V12 engine received 4 valves per cylinder, hence the QV, Quattro Valvole name, and an increase in engine capacity to 5.2 liters. The 6 double carburetors were moved from the side to the top, which improved engine breathing, but reduced rear visibility to near zero. The Speedster name is one of the most evocative in the history of Porsche. To commemorate its famous 50s forebear, a limited edition 911 Speedster will go on sale in January 2011. As a homage to the original 356 Speedster, only 356 examples of this low-slung, open-top two-seater will be made, so seeing one will be a rare sight. The characteristic rear-engine chassis features the best from the current 911 generation. A 3.8-liter flat-six tuned to deliver 408 horsepower with an average fuel consumption of 27.43 miles per gallon, and the 7-speed Porsche PDK gearbox, which delivers power via a limited slip differential to the rear axle. Designed and conceived by the Porsche exclusive department in Stuttgart, the two-seater 911 Speedster is significantly different from the other members of the 911 family. Every Porsche Speedster was traditionally distinguished by its shortened windscreen and sleek tail. The new 911 features a 40mm lowered and raked windscreen and the characteristic double-bubble hardcover for the manual soft top. The sporting flavor is enhanced further by the pure blue exterior color that has been developed exclusively for the Speedster, and which provides an intriguing contrast with the tinted front lights, black headlight surrounds, black windscreen border, and other black decorative features. The Porsche 959, with its electronically controlled all-wheel drive, was originally conceived as a Group B car, the road-going version created to satisfy homologation regulations that required a minimum of 200 street-legal units to be built. The road car became the world's fastest street-legal production car with a top speed of 197 miles per hour and was hailed as the most technologically advanced road-going sports car ever built. Instead of creating an engine from scratch, Porsche developed an existing engine, ending up with a twin turbocharged 6-cylinder boxer engine with an air-cooled block and water-cooled heads. The use of sequential twin turbochargers allowed for smooth, seamless delivery of power across the engine RPM band, which contrasted to the sudden delivery of power found in other turbocharged engines of this period. Instead of using a tubular space frame, which would have saved weight, Porsche chose to use a steel monocoque, which reduced cost and would be easier to translate to future models. The pursuit of lightness and aerodynamics was, however, a big focus for the body, which was made from Kevlar and was a pioneering feature of the mid-80s. Its big front air dam and huge rear spoiler were created from time spent in the wind tunnel and contributed to an impressive drag coefficient of 0.31. Focusing on the essentials, the Turbo S Cabriolet is unmistakably 911. Customers always demand more, especially when it comes to power, performance, and driving dynamics. The Turbo S Cabriolet offers all that and the joy of open-air driving. An impressive 700 Newton-meters of torque is available between 2,100 and 4,500 RPM, which is 50 Newton-meters more than on the Turbo, with the best acceleration figures from a standing start ever for a Porsche, and a top speed nearing 200 miles per hour. Daytime running lights sit just above the low left and right air intakes, which feature titanium-colored slats. While the front air intakes help push the front-driven wheels into the tarmac, the rear wing that deploys at 75 miles per hour does the same for the rears. In 1963, there were just 5 race prototypes. In 1996, there were 1,000 special editions. Now everyone has a chance to be a part of the Corvette's Grand Sport heritage. Sharing improvements found in the $15,000 more expensive Z06, the Grand Sport is able to get to 60 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds and sustain cornering loads of 1 gravity. With the 6.2-liter engine pumping out the classic sound of a big American V8, the open road becomes a playground for the senses. Inspired by the race cars of the 1960s and combining the wide body of the Z06, the C6 powertrain, and a racing-bred suspension, the Grand Sport has become an entirely new model. Exceptional performance and breathtaking dynamism coupled with the intense sensations of open-top driving. Audi presents the R8 Spider 5.2 FSI Quattro, which was developed in cooperation with Quattro GmbH, dazzles with uncompromising performance. The V10 engine with the aluminum crankcase, much of which is hand-built, follows in the grand motorsports tradition at Audi. The Quattro permanent all-wheel drive features a central viscous coupling and distributes power to all 4 wheels with a heavy rear bias. The side panels and the large cover over the storage compartment for the cloth top are made of a carbon fiber composite. 2 arch cowls, which extend to the spoiler lip and include large integrated air vents, give the rear of the open-top 2-seater a powerful profile. Completing the DBS lineup, the Volante affords customers the combination of the DBS's already established benchmark sports car characteristics with all the thrills of open-air motoring. Broadening the DBS's character, the DBS Volante appeals to drivers who wish to combine the excitement of driving a finely tuned sports car with the invigorating feeling of being open to the elements. This juxtaposition of ultimate performance and openness stirs the senses on any drive, whether an exhilarating jaunt on favored roads or cruising on lengthy journeys. Volante, meaning moving with light rapidity or flying, perfectly defines the performance potential and dynamic characteristics of the DBS Volante. Aston Martin's 16th convertible in 95 years, the DBS Volante draws on the marque's extensive experience in designing iconic Volantes and is a 2+2 featuring 2 occasional rear seats, ideal for young people or extra luggage. When the roof is closed, it provides a warm, comfortable ambiance, and when open, it neatly disappears behind the sculpted tonneau cover at the touch of a button. The original Gallardo is the most successful Lamborghini of all time, with 7,100 being sold. The new Gallardo LP 564 has a more powerful engine and is 20 kilograms lighter, resulting in an increased performance without an increase in emissions. Traction has also been increased over its predecessor, thanks to improvements to the 4-wheel drive transmission, suspension, and aerodynamics. A smooth underbody and rear diffuser helps to suck the car onto the road at higher speeds. The new Lamborghini Gallardo LP 564 is a master at taking corners fast. An optimized weight distribution of 57% to the rear was achieved by placing the engine lengthways, hence the LP, longitudinal posteriore, in the model description. The Super Snake is a package offered by Shelby to enhance the power and looks of the Ford Shelby GT500. Everything a balls-to-the-wall muscle car needs. With an increase of 16 horsepower of boost on the Whipple supercharger, the peak power of the 5.4-liter V8 has been increased from 550 bhp at 6,500 RPM to 750 bhp at 6,200 RPM. If the driver is able to harness all this extra power, they will complete the standing quarter mile in 12 seconds flat, with a speed of 120 miles per hour at the line. The hood is now one giant air scoop designed to push as much air into the supercharger as possible. A prominent carbon fiber splitter can also be seen, which will certainly help push the front tires into the road when trying to corner while accelerating. This is the homologation model which qualifies the car to be raced in a range of racing series. The creation of the RS Rennsport, a racing sport, allows drivers to experience the thrill of a finely tuned race car on the road. The 911 GT3 was a great starting point. The goal was more power, higher performance, and faster lap times. Engine power is now 444 bhp at 7,900 RPM, while the braking system has been overhauled with new composite brake discs. Lap times are now definitely faster. The body is 44 millimeters wider at the rear, and for the first time, 26 millimeters wider at the front, which means wider tires can be used and improved cornering is achieved. A fixed rear wing straight from the racetrack and contrasting colors of the wheels, wing mirrors, logo, and side plates add to the overall look. To add to the already exhilarating performance and handling characteristics of the Gallardo LP564, Lamborghini are adding a new dimension in their most successful Gallardo range by offering a Spider. Thanks to an optimized four-wheel drive system and a refinement to its suspension and weight, the Spider remains easy to control and stable, even when its razor-sharp steering is being pushed to the limits. The V10 has an unusually wide angle of 90 degrees between cylinders, which contributes to lowering the center of gravity. The rear haunches of the Spider are higher to accommodate the fold-away roof, and 15 LEDs are arranged in a Y pattern at the rear taillights, both of which add to the car's aggressive appearance. It's hard to say what sets pulses racing the most, the performance or the looks. The new Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG features a distinctively pure design, superior dynamics, and levels of safety and everyday practicality that are the hallmarks of Mercedes-Benz. The conversion to dry sump lubrication allows a significantly lower engine mounting position, with the resulting lower center of gravity enabling high lateral acceleration and scintillating vehicle dynamics. Power is distributed from the AMG 6.3-liter V8 to the rear axle via particularly light carbon driveshaft, similar to those used in DTM C-Class touring race cars. With its unique gull-wing doors, the SLS AMG is a classic of tomorrow, which takes cues from the legends of Mercedes-Benz. A long wheelbase and bonnet combined with a wide track and large wheels creates proportions that are unmistakably supersports. Only available from 7 specific Nissan dealers throughout Japan, the Spec V is aimed squarely at the enthusiast driver who is prepared to pay for race car-like performance on the road. Exceptional supercar rivaling performance is achieved from a twin turbocharged 3.8-liter V6 and race-spec suspension, brakes, and wheels. A novel boost control system provides extra torque that should help the driver to exit corners in a higher gear. Carbon fiber rear spoiler, front grille, brake ducts, and a unique ultimate black opal body color are exclusive to this model. 20-inch alloys and a titanium exhaust complete the no-compromise approach to ultimate performance. Tailored to give you the maximum satisfaction for the minimum effort. Whatever your expectations of luxury, you'll find them fulfilled by the BMW M6 convertible. The difference between traveling first class and driving it. The naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V10 breaks the magical 100 bhp per liter barrier, and its peak power output of 500 bhp at 7,500 RPM is clearly motor racing standard. The engine will rev up to 8,250 RPM, meaning each of the 10 pistons covers more than 20 meters per second. Sporty proportions and elegant lines, the BMW M6 convertible delivers an aura of exclusivity from every angle. Aston Martin's most exhilarating sports car yet, the V12 Vantage, is the ultimate performance interpretation of the Vantage range, combining an inherent agility with formidable power. The most potent production sports car in the Marque's 95-year history, the Aston Martin V12 Vantage is the fastest and most agile model in the range, designed to provide a unique character that appeals to different drivers with different tastes. Based on the hugely successful V8 Vantage, the V12 Vantage features Aston Martin's most powerful engine, the 6.0-liter V12 engine. Purposeful, striking, and functional styling signals the performance capabilities of this formidable car, which, like the Aston Martin DBS, benefits from the use of race-derived technology and features lightweight carbon fiber. Superleggera Super Light is the top-of-the-range Gallardo and successor to its predecessor launched in 2007. The LP564 was already 20 kilograms lighter than the original Gallardo, which makes the Superleggera's weight saving of an extra 70 kilograms even more impressive. Lamborghini have been at the forefront of carbon fiber use for many years, and much of the weight saving is achieved through the extensive use of this material inside and out. Forged aluminum wheels with titanium bolts and firmer shock absorbers and anti-roll bars increase the car's breathtaking cornering potential. The lightest Lamborghini currently available has not seen a reduction in style. The rear windshield and side windows may be made from polycarbonate instead of glass, but these and its prominent fixed rear wing and large front splitter define this Gallardo's racing intentions. Although development officially began in 2006, the SL65 AMG Black Series is the culmination of more than 40 years of dedication to performance. One man, one engine. Each AMG 6-liter V12 bi-turbo engine is hand-built by a single engineer before it's lowered into the body. To optimize the power-to-weight ratio, the engine power has been increased to 661 bhp, and the car's weight has been reduced by 250 kilograms. Except for the doors and attached wing mirrors, all bodywork parts have been replaced for the AMG Black Series. A wider stance and an extending carbon fiber rear spoiler, a first for a Mercedes-AMG car, improve the poise and grip and create a menacingly aggressive appearance. One of 3 Porsche models shown at the 2010 Geneva Motor Show. With hybrid drive, the 2-seater mid-engine Porsche 918 Spyder was for many the star of the show. A high-revving V8 with a red line of 9,200 RPM is accompanied by electric motors on the front and rear axles. The electric motors contribute an impressive 218 bhp when required, and are powered by a fluid-cooled lithium-ion battery positioned behind the passenger cell. Kinetic energy generated when braking is converted into electrical energy and fed into the battery. The 918 bears some resemblance to the 917, which was a legendary racing car of the 1970s. Porsche have incorporated air intakes behind the headrests, which extend to help cool the engine and also act as an aid to aerodynamics. Seductively powerful and exquisitely finished, the Aston Martin DBS is the ultimate blend of refined performance and minimalist luxury. Representing a milestone of Aston Martin's technological abilities and car design, it is an open invitation to drive, the supreme temptation. Truly great luxury sports cars are rare. In a world often diminished by mediocrity, genuine design innovation and engineering accomplishment are available only to the discerning few. With its race car roots and luxury appointments, the Aston Martin DBS is just such a car. One of the most potent production Aston Martins ever made, the DBS represents the synthesis of raw power, race-bred technology, and design excellence. Powered by a hand-built V12 engine producing 380 kilowatts, it delivers breathtaking power and performance. Like a well-toned athlete in a figure-hugging suit, the aluminum and carbon fiber bodywork of the DBS is a tight wrapping on the muscle that lies beneath, expressed in the taut lines and heavily sculpted flanks. Using technology developed in competition, the DBS is a direct descendant of the DBR9, a thoroughbred race car that has won many of the world's greatest GT endurance race titles, most notably back-to-back GT1 class honors at the coveted Le Mans 24 Hours in 2007 and 2008. Carbon ceramic brakes and adaptive suspension that adjust to virtually every situation ensure that the DBS is perfectly at home in the city, on the open road, or on the track. The R8 5.2 FSI Quattro is a winner. Its genes contain the cumulative experience of 8 Le Mans triumphs and many other victories achieved by Audi over the past 9 years. A 0 to 62 mph sprint of 3.9 seconds and a top speed of 196 miles per hour exemplify the breathtaking dynamics of the R8 5.2 FSI Quattro. The V10, which is to a large extent a new development, exploits a total displacement of 5,204 cc and is designed to rev up easily, all the way up to 8,700 RPM. A very distinctive highlight of the R8 V10 are the all-LED headlights as standard equipment. Audi is the world's first automaker to use LEDs for the high beam, low beam, daytime running lights, and turn signals. The first Corvette was designed by Hurley Earl in 1953 and was named after a small maneuverable warship. The Z06, first introduced in 2005, is from the 6th generation and is the performance model featuring an improved larger engine and an aluminum frame. Featuring lightweight titanium intake valves and connecting rods in its 7-liter aluminum block V8 and technologies gleaned from the Corvette Racing Factory program, class winner in 6 out of the last 10 years at the prestigious 24 Hours of Le Mans, the Z06 is the lightest Corvette of them all. The 6th generation Corvettes are the first to have exposed headlamps since 1962. "600 horses don't slither." The Dodge Viper has always been the big gun of American muscle when it comes to engine size and raw power. With SRT in its name, the Dodge Viper SRT10 also guarantees balanced performance and benchmark braking. Street and Racing Technology, SRT, worked with McLaren Performance Technologies and Ricardo Corporation to develop an 8.4-liter V10 with more efficient breathing and a higher engine speed. To handle the increased torque, a smaller diameter twin-disc clutch and the latest evolution 6-speed Tremec T56 manual transmission were also required. A noticeably larger and more efficient hood scoop and venting can be seen on this iteration of the Viper, which helps to cool the new, larger engine. This car has all the classic Viper detailing with its crosshair grille, deep-cut sides, and swept-back fenders. After 40 years as Lamborghini's test driver, Valentino Balboni has been honored with a car that bears his name. Hired in 1967 by the company's founder Ferruccio Lamborghini, he has helped develop the character of many classic cars, including the Miura. It was evident early on that Balboni had a special feel for the cars he worked on, with him saying in 1973, "A Lamborghini must always combine the precision of a race car with the reliability of a good friend." The 250 LP552s that will be built are made even more desirable by being the only Lamborghinis currently in production that are rear-wheel drive. A white and gold stripe runs the entire length of the car and is inspired by classic sports cars of the 1970s. These distinctive colors are found inside the car as well, with the center console being upholstered in striking polar white leather. To celebrate the final year of production for the current generation Dodge Viper, Dodge built a limited production run of just 50 2010 Viper SRT10 Final Edition models, 18 of which will be roadsters. The venerable 8.4-liter V10 engine remains the heart of the 2010 Dodge Viper SRT10. With 600 horsepower and 560 pounds per foot of torque, benchmark performance numbers, including 0 to 60 miles per hour less than 4 seconds and a top speed of 202 miles per hour, continue to prove how the serious, race-inspired, street-legal two-seater performs without apology. Each Final Edition Viper exterior features a graphite clear coat body with a painted black center stripe traced in red. The black interior features custom red accent stitching, red painted halo surrounds on the gauge cluster, and bright stainless steel screws in the center stack bezel. A numbered dash plaque, 1 to 50, is located on the shifter bezel just above the unique Viper Final Edition floor mats. Four doors, 4 seats, 8 cylinders. Up to this point, others may even have been able to keep up, but this Panamera joins the long line of Porsche turbo models with boosted power, as well as including an extensive suite of equipment as standard. The Panamera Turbo uses the 7-speed PDK, Porsche Doppelkupplung, which is essentially 2 gearboxes in one and thus requires 2 clutches. With 2 separate input shafts, one inside the other, the flow of power is only ever transmitted through one half of the gearbox, with the other pre-selecting the next gear for quick and smooth gear changes. Porsche believed that form should follow function. Nothing else would make sense. The front, shoulders, and rear all have instantly recognizable Porsche traits. Particularly striking are the side air outlets behind the front wheels, paying homage to the Carrera GT.